turn it on. It's got your, you got your, if this light comes on, stays on, shut it down. Or if all of a sudden a pop can or something gets sucked in there and that blade and fan starts making noise, shut her down. Because we've had a couple years ago, I think a pop can or something got sucked in there and it took out the fan. So, but otherwise, that's about all I can tell you. We get this thing in service by Jeff's the guy comes and services it once a year, changes all the filters. 1, 2, 3 filters, and you got your oil gauge right here that you want to keep an eye on. You got your minimum and your maximum. That's the oil for the compressor. You want to keep it, you know, you don't want it in the minimum. You want to keep it, it's just like checking your oil on your car and your dipstick. You got a minimum, you got a maximum, and you got the operating level. You want that at the operating level. If you would ever open this up and look at it and it's not at the operating level, then get a hold of Jeff and let him know.
Yeah.
And that isn't such, you know, and the only reason, and that isn't such a dumb idea after a big fire to open it up before we started filling bottles. Just in case this idiot light here doesn't come on. This idiot light here talks to this thing or they talk back and forth. Okay? Just to make sure you fill your bottles. Then you hit this, before you hit that button, open this up and make sure that oil level's where it should be. So we don't wreck that compressor. Because if it isn't, we can always add to it.
Yeah.
But once it's wrecked, it's wrecked. But that gentleman that services, he'll check that. But it's a good thing to check after you get done filling the bottles. And you got a drain here for water. You can open that up and let the water run out.
Just like any compressor.
Just like any compressor, just like your compressor you use at home to fill your tires up on your car, you know. You pump air into it, the tank heats up and moisture develops. So it's always good to have that, open that every now and then to drain it out. Otherwise, the maintenance part of it, like I said, is taken care of by a gentleman. I don't know where he's from, but before you.
You mean like somebody's locked?
No, that part don't bother. To make sure your banks, 2 banks are all shut. Okay, go ahead.
2 bags and then.
Should be, those should all be shut too.
Yeah, make sure they're all shut.
I'm gonna take it from any of them because
Yeah,
they're
take
all...
and start from bank 1 and work your way down.
Okay.
Break that all the open.
And we're going to that one.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, crank that one wide open. And your bottle's open all the way.
Yep.
And your bleed valve shut, right?
I didn't check that, but
Check your bleed valve, make sure that's shut. Okay?
okay. And then to increase
Yeah.
the pressure into there.
Yeah, increase that, turn your regulator, go ahead, crank it up and watch your outlet pressure go up. And you want to have that at what?
2200, 2250.
2250.
You want to go fast, alright?
Go ahead and crank up to 2250.
Does it matter how fast you do it?
No,
You were talking about heat and moisture. That's not.
the bottle will heat up. It's just air. It's gonna put hot air into a cold bottle. They will heat up. So now you're at 2250. And what's that noise we're hearing?
I pop that thing.
No, is your release on your, check your release on your bottle there. Is it open a little bit yet? There. Okay. There you're at 2250.
Okay.
What's your bottle pressure gauge read?
It's at full.
Okay, what's your bottle pressure here read?
2250.
2250. Okay, shut your fill valve off. Okay.
Shut the valve off here.
Shut the valve off there.
And
No,
shut
back your regulator down below 1500. Okay.
And leave it out.
Yeah, leave it out.
Bank one.
Okay, is that one shut down? Yeah, it's tightened all the way down. You're opening it there. Yeah, you got it tightened down. Okay. Okay, make sure all the other banks are shut off. Okay, open up bank 1, bank 2, and bank 3. 2 bank 1, 2 bank 1 means you're going to them bottles there.
Okay.
Okay, open them up. Okay, open bank 2 up since we're going to fill out. Open bank 3 up. And the way we like to do the bank filling, you can leave 4 shut because 4 is already filled.
Oh, okay.
We like to exhaust bank 1's air, exhaust bank 2 air, exhaust banks 3 air, and exhaust banks 4 air before you open them all up and you start this. Because the longer this runs, the more moisture that them filters are going to pull out of the system, so it keeps the system running at optimum. Okay, and the less
Okay.
moisture goes back into the banks. Okay, the longer it runs, the better. So you don't always say you fill 5 bottles or 6 bottles off bank 1 and bank 1's down to 22,000 or 2250. You don't fill it right away. Wait till you get at least 2 to 3 banks empty, for the mere fact that it doesn't matter to us because we can fill bottles as this thing's pumping air back in the bank.
Yep.
The only thing is just the noise of being in here, you know.
Yep.
But then go ahead and turn the compressor on there. Okay. This is a very important piece of paper. When you get done filling the tanks, you put the date here, who you filled for, being if it's for us, another fire department, dive rescue, how many bottles you filled, and if it's for dive rescue, put you high pressures, and if it's ours, low pressure, or which fire we used them at, and your initials. The reason I say this is so important is because the county, if I remember right, the county actually helps maintain the maintenance part of this for, showing that we actually fill bottles for them. They'll help pay a certain percent.
Yep.
Or the other fire departments, I believe, do the same thing. I could be wrong on that, but I know the county itself will help pay the maintenance part of this program.
Yep.
So this is a very, very important piece of paper. Okay, and then when you get done, you can turn them into Jeff, or when they get full, we usually turn them into Jeff, and then he keeps them on file. Okay?